Be wary of the red Stormtrooper. What's up, guys? I hope you're well. I'm going to preface this video by saying that it's going to be a little bit of a rant. I came across something on Instagram the other day. Someone posted this thing up and it just got me thinking about something and I wanted to share it with you. Hopefully you'll benefit from this, but like I said, warning ahead, this one's going to be a bit of a moan. I came across this post and it was talking about something that I hadn't heard of before. It was bringing it to my attention, called toxic positivity. So the premise of this was that you can be too positive, or at least you can put forward this idea that people need to be positive all the time and you always need to look on the bright side of life, and the being this super positive personality all the time, not only is it probably fake, but that it's actually damaging to people because it builds this unachievable, unreachable state of being that we just can't be positive all the time. And when you first look at it, and I certainly did, when I first looked at it, I was like, God, why are you attacking positivity now, of all things? And what it initially brought to me, and this is what I wanted to share with you today, is something that I call be wary of the red Stormtrooper. So I don't know if you've ever seen this picture, but there's this, this edited photo of a bunch of Stormtroopers from Star Wars, all white. And then in the middle of them, there's one red Stormtrooper, very clearly standing out. And it's often used as a meme for telling people to be the standout, separate yourself from the pack, make yourself uniquely identifiable. The problem is where we get into this place of trying to give good information to people. Excuse me. We're in this place of trying to give good information to people. And part of that is that the good information, in a lot of respects, is mostly already out there and established. So, for example, I often say that if you want to do one good thing for your diet, it's drink more water. Whether you subscribe to the idea of being a vegan, a vegetarian, a carnivore, whatever you want to call yourself, we could all benefit from being more hydrated. Now, that is not revolutionary. It's not even remotely interesting or a new thing to say. It's like telling someone that the grass is green. It's pretty obvious. The problem with things that are pretty obvious is it doesn't gain an awful lot of attention. If you go into a room or you go out to a park and you shout out to everyone, this grass is green, you're not going to get much of a reaction. Maybe just a few people thinking you're weird for shouting that out. Now, if you ran into the park, you ran up to a bunch of people and you started insisting that the grass was blue, this grass is 100% definitely blue, you're going to then raise a few eyebrows. You might even get someone to strike up a conversation with you. And these days, with the amount of information that's available to us, for the people who are trying to distribute information, their most important thing is to be able to stand out, to be the red Stormtrooper. And sometimes this will be at the detriment of the quality of the information that they provide. Because I come on here trying to give you guys advice on personal development and growth. And if I tell you to drink more water because it's going to make you feel better, you're going to go, all right, Az, appreciate the advice, but it's nothing I haven't heard before. And you could then very easily understand how people would say that I then don't provide them much value. I'm giving you the information that you probably already know. If I turned around and made a video and entitled it, "Drink a can of Coke every day to increase productivity," this video, regardless of the content, would probably gain a lot more attention and traction simply for the fact that it's anti-establishment. It goes against the grain. It's not what everyone else is saying. Now, I might rehash that and start talking about, the benefits of caffeine and where to take your simple sugars in your day and all the rest of it. I'm not going there. All I'm saying is it's much easier to gain attention by saying the opposite of what everyone else is saying, regardless of if it's true or not. And I'm not necessarily saying this about this positivity post. It just was the first thing that came to my mind when I viewed it. Everyone at the moment is telling you to try and be positive, to try and look on the bright side, to try and find the good in the bad. So when you say that, it almost falls on deaf ears because it's just a very obvious thing to talk about and to say, yeah, I know, look on the bright side, I've got it, every cloud, all of that. Someone turns around and says to you, stop trying to be positive all the time. That now is quite refreshing. To then take it a step forward and make it a bit aggressive by calling it toxic positivity. These two words that almost don't go in together anyway. Toxic, poisonous, venomous, dangerous, bad for you. And the word positivity, goodness, energy, happiness, toxic, goodness. It's something very interesting. It's something you can sink your teeth into. Not only that, but it's catchy. It's something you can say. It's something you can throw out there very quickly to people. Be very cautious of it. I'm not saying that toxic positivity is not a thing. I agree. Let's not be fake. Let's not pretend that every day we wake up and we do nothing but show gratitude and everything is great and we should bury our problems and push things down inside ourselves and never solve them, which is not what I think being positive is about. And if some people misconstrue that and put that out there in the wrong way or receive it in the wrong way, then fine. But I don't think that we should be turning around and saying things like being positive or trying to be positive is a bad idea. Faking it, sure. Different thing, but I don't think that's then positivity. I think that's being fake. I think it's a different thing. The biggest thing I said when I started doing videos is, above all else that I provide, I wanted to provide sincerity. When I look at the trending page on YouTube and I watch some of those videos, it turns my stomach because I don't see any sincerity. I see characters, I see entertainment, and I understand why people get it and why people want to watch it and why it's popular. I'm happy for these people that have made great livings and great careers out of being that way. But for me as a person, it just doesn't sit right. I need to be sincere. And the information I then provide needs to try to come from a place of sincerity. It's not always going to be right. I only can talk and I only try to speak from my own experience and what I've read and what I know to be true for myself. And it comes to you as advice, not as the gospel, not as the law, not as the way you should do things. I've gone on a bit of a tangent. The red Stormtrooper. Be wary of people who are trying to grab your attention by saying something that's opposite of what the rest of the world is saying. The red Stormtrooper, although stands out, it's not always for the right reasons. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. The red Stormtrooper gets the attention because we've established in our mind when you think of a Stormtrooper and when you see them, they are white. That's the standard. So when you get a red one, it's limited edition. It's something different. It draws the eye. It picks the attention. And a lot of people are not sincerely trying to give you the right information. They're simply trying to pique your interest. They're trying to gain your attention. You'll see fitness gurus all the time now telling you, don't eat salad and don't count your macros. Eat pizza. Eat cake. It's the opposite of what everyone else tells you to do, what you think you should be doing. You'll hear these productivity geniuses saying, don't work hard. You can earn money while you sleep. And yes, that's a thing. But what they're really trying to tell you is you can do basically nothing and get everything you ever wanted for it. And it's not right. We know it's not right, but it draws our attention. So be careful. It's not to say that sometimes the person who's shouting the different thing isn't right. That it is a new way of doing things. It is a new way of looking at stuff. I'm not telling you to close off to it. I'm just telling you to be a bit careful before you commit to anything. Listen, read, do your own research on whatever the topic may be, and draw your own conclusion. But just be aware of the extremes, because that's where you're going to get the most attention. When we discuss politics, we're more likely to discuss the far right and the far left than the things that go on in the center. The balance is boring. It's, I'm a little bit angry and I'm a little bit happy. Okay, who isn't? But if you're furious, if you're rage-induced, that gets attention. So be aware of the red Stormtrooper. Do your own research, do your own reading. Try and get from as many sources as possible when you're learning new things or when you're trying to get a different angle on stuff. And as always, take care of yourself.